Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Creating Value for Your Customers, the Value Proposition Canvas, presented by Kyle Trumbull. We are so excited to have Kyle back again this week. And so welcome to our Wyoming Community Navigator Program online workshop. I am Mandy Bailey, and I'm the Education and Advising Coordinator for the Wyoming Community Navigator Program. I'll be your facilitator today, and I'm working behind the scenes to assist you the best that I can with any technical difficulties that we might have. So you're going to want to monitor your chat during this. We're going to be posting a lot of helpful links and information that you're going to want to access. And we are recording this webinar, and the link will be available to participants as well. So the Wyoming Community Navigator Program is funded by the U.S. Small Business Administration and uses the Wyoming Entrepreneurial Support Network to reduce barriers all small businesses often face, including those owned by groups such as veterans, women, and those from rural communities and communities of color. The Wyoming Community Navigator Program uses a hub and spoke model to pursue its goals. Through the collective efforts, the hub and spokes provide training, mentorship, access to capital, and access to other resources to help business owners build resiliency and ultimately be the driving force behind Wyoming's economic recovery. So today's presentation of Creating Value for Your Customers, the Value Proposition Canvas, is presented by Kyle Trumbull. Kyle is the current program manager for the Student Support Services and also an adjunct and former instructor for entrepreneurship at Central Wyoming College. He received his bachelor's in business administration with a focus in economics from Flagler College and his MBA from the University of Wyoming. He's a team member of the Wind River Startup Challenge and collaborates with organizations across the state on business model generation and geospatial market research. So with that, I am going to hand it over to Kyle.
Awesome. Thank you, Mandy. Hello, everybody. Happy to be here. Quick little tech check and audio check. So can you guys, there's an atrocious background noise where I am right now. Can you guys hear that?
I don't think I hear it.
I don't hear anything either.
Okay. Awesome. That's good. They're doing construction around here, and they're like blowing out the HVAC lines or something, and it's really noisy. So if I'm talking too loud or trying to talk over it, I apologize. So let's see what panelists and attendees can do. So can you show video? That's what we're looking for. Quick little tech check here to show video. And we're going to make sure people can participate in the chat, and then we'll go from there.
So just so everyone knows, you have been promoted to a panelist, so you should be able to join as a panelist. So that will allow video and audio.
Will you say that again, Mandy?
Yeah, everyone has been promoted to a panelist, so you should be able to join as a panelist. And so that is going to enable you to use your video and your audio.
Okay, awesome. So let's see people's videos. We're going to play a game called Just Like Me. You can unmute yourself and show video.
Unmute. Okay, no video. Disconnect. Audio. Say.
We said just unmute and show video. That's what we're looking for. Hey, no video. Okay, thanks for the feedback.
Why is my internet not working?
Nicholas is there.
Howdy.
Awesome. Thanks for being here, Nick. Camera, okay, no worries. Who's that? Is it Jacqueline?
I'm unmuted, but I don't know how to get video. I don't see an option for that.
Yeah. Adrian, totally fine. You want you to be comfortable. As long as your audio works, that's good, right? You can get a little bit of participation, which is what we're looking for. So people that have video, keep it on so you can play this game. People that don't, we're going to ask you to just do audio. Children will be interruptive. Children are totally fine and welcome. So that's all good. So here's the game. It's called Just Like Me. And I'm going to say a phrase or sentence. And if you identify with it, you are going to, if you have video and it's on, you're going to go from a seated position and you're going to go to a standing position and you're going to say, just like me. If you do not have video, then you're just going to unmute your audio and you're going to say, just like me. So we get some shared risk in here, which is a factor for group flow, and we get some participation. So I had at least 1 cup of coffee this morning. Just like me.
Just like me.
Just like me, but I had 2.
Awesome. Thank you. Cool. Love it. Thanks,
Had
Terry.
tea
Thanks, Steve.
instead. Sorry,
Um,
we had tea instead.
Thanks, Adrian. Okay,
Well, that makes
I
sense.
supported a local retailer this week. Just like
Just
me.
like me.
Just like me.
Just like me.
Just like me.
Just like me.
Awesome. Okay, I have a regular gratitude practice. Just like me.
Just like
Just like
me.
me.
What'd you
I
say,
think-
Kyle?
I have a regular gratitude practice.
Ooh, totally failing on that one.
Well, don't you say please and thank you? Doesn't that count?
Not
That's-
usually.
That's a start. That's a start, Nick. And Devin, appreciate your authenticity. I have already eaten lunch today.
Just like
Yeah.
me. Chips and salsa.
Just like me.
Just like me.
Just like me in the process, hence no video.
Same.
Awesome. Thank you. I have not eaten lunch today, but I'm looking forward to it at 1. I have been frustrated with a shopping experience recently.
Just like me.
Just like me.
Okay, awesome. You guys want to elaborate on it at all, Devin or Nick?
Yeah, the Laramie Brewfest ran out of tickets. How does a Brewfest run out of tickets?
Not good.
Okay,
Hmm,
good question.
I've been disappointed with customer service or not taking the initiative to find products that I need.
Okay, Adrian, I see a hand up. Are you saying you have been frustrated with an
Yes.
experience, or do you want to share it, or you're just identifying
I'll
and saying-
share.
'Kay.
A mechanic was supposed to come rescue my kids and I off the side of the road at 9:30 at night, and they did not show. They just left us stranded. That was pretty frustrating.
Oh no, hugely frustrating. I'm sorry about that. Okay, and last one. So I have been delighted with a recent customer experience.
Just like me,
Who was that?
Adrian.
Okay, Adrian, you want to tell us about that one? I'm glad that you got the flip side of things too, since you had the frustrating experience as well.
It would be too many to name, to be honest. I've had more good experiences than bad recently. Just lots of really kind businesses in Pinedale. Everybody's doing a great job.
Okay, cool, love it. That is super exciting and encouraging to hear. So today's topic is all about designing these experiences that are going to delight your customers and really digging into what makes the experience exceptional and trying to avoid what makes a poor experience. To give people just a little bit of framework, a little bit of context for where we were last week to where we're going now. I'm going to share screen and just show you what we're getting into. So we are using the Business Model Canvas, which is a strategizer tool for innovation And it helps you describe, design, challenge, invent, or pivot your business model. So it could be current and future state, but basically it helps us answer these 3 questions. So do customers want your product? Can you deliver on it? And is it viable, right? Does it make money? So this was our example from last week, which was a barnacle scraping company that I had after I graduated college. And basically there's 9 building blocks to a business model, they say. And so with sticky notes and simple little, single words or short phrases on your building block, you identify all these elements. Where we're digging in today is into the value propositions and into the customer segments to really uncover what your customers, and we use the phrase and framework jobs to be done from Clayton Christensen, to go through that process. Again, all of the things that we put on a business model canvas or a value proposition canvas, they are assumptions, and none of this is real until we get out of the building and actually test it. So we're here with the business model canvas. We're going to go out and do the work. All of this is about reducing risk and uncertainty because 72% of new products and services fail. So you don't want to spend a lot of time designing, creating, and launching something if it's not actually satisfying a customer's jobs to be done. So we'll go into this initial framework. So this is zooming in. This side is the products and services side, or your value proposition. This side over on the right is your customer segment. We essentially say that customers have these jobs to be done, and they show up in 3 different categories, which is kind of cool. Out of the 70 billion fingerprints that exist on the planet, there are no duplicates or multiples, but there are 3 types. That's the real 3. There are 3 types, which is cool. So it helps to categorize things, even though there may be a million unique customer jobs to be done. We want to put them in categories. So 1 is functional, 2nd is social, the 3rd is emotional. And I'll give you a quick example, or classic example of the difference between these and why it's important to differentiate. So everyone's heard of Rolex watches, right? And what a Rolex watch does is tell time. That's its functional job. But nobody spends $10K to $200K on a Rolex because it tells really, really kick-ass time, right? They're buying it for a different reason. They're buying it for a social job. Maybe everyone else at the country club has a Rolex. Maybe everyone else in the partnership has a Rolex, or they're doing it for an emotional job. They told themselves once they make their first $1 million, they're going to buy one. Once they sell their company, they're going to buy one. So even though a watch does tell time, people buy a Rolex for these different reasons. So I'm going to go through the value proposition canvas and one of the customer segments for my barnacle scraping business, and then we'll go through this framework. Then you guys will have time. Mandy will throw a blank value proposition canvas in the chat. So we'll have 20 minutes to work on that on your own, and then we'll talk about it and provide next steps. Questions, comments, concerns before we start? I'll take a breath. I'll pause. And always feel free to unmute and speak up or throw something in the chat. And same, as we go through this, feel free to stop me and go, hey, wait, this doesn't make sense, or I have a question, or whatever.
Okay, this will be on replay, won't it? Because I only have my phone, my computer's acting stupid today. So I can download this later.
Yes, we have this recording and we will post this as well, and I can email you a link also.
Okay, that would be great. Thank you. Like I said, my computer is not acting nice, but I wanted to be here because I enjoyed the program last time.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Terry. And yeah, it'll be all recorded. So again, we're gonna dig into a specific customer segment. So we're talking about weekend warriors and a specific value proposition, smooth sailing. And so then this value proposition canvas is our deep dive or zoom in into those things. and we're looking at the functional, social, and emotional jobs of your customers. You don't have to have, sometimes one of the jobs will be primary. You don't necessarily have to address all three. But we'll go through this example and you can get an idea for how it works, and then you get a chance to wrestle with it on your own. So one of the most important jobs that my customers needed, right? These weekend warriors, these people that wanted to get in their boat on a Friday night or a Saturday morning and take off and cruise for the weekend. They want a safe and efficient operation, right? They want to know that their boat is working, that it's going to be able to plane out, that it's going to get good gas mileage, that as good as gas mileage as boats get, right? And that it's something bad is not going to happen, that the running boards work, that the air intakes are open, that their boat is not going to overheat, because nothing is worse than being stranded out in the ocean with a boat that doesn't work. The other thing that they needed to do is protect that investment, right? Boats are a consumer good, right? There's a reason why it's boat. They say it's breakout another 1,000, right? Is the acronym for those things. But there's also resale value. And so the more you take care of that investment, the better off you are for the future. Maybe you want to pass your boat down to your kids or whatever else. And then you want to look good, right? You don't want to have the boat that's in the marina when people walk by and it has like a really bad scum line. You can see barnacles growing on the inside, right? Like people don't want that. So my customers, they had jobs to be done in all these categories. And so my solution to them, my product and service, was smooth sailing. So now we'll dig into some of the pains that my customers experienced. And then essentially the pains are the things that are crappy about the experience, right? The things that bum you out. The gains are the things that delight you about that experience, the little extras or add-ons. And then the pain relievers and gain creators over on this side, they are the specific features or functions of your product and service that deliver on helping solve those pains or create those gains. So a big pain is not knowing what's underwater, is actually trusting that the punk barnacle scraper did their job, right? And didn't just come by, touch up the scum line and not actually deal with intakes, not actually deal with running boards, not actually deal with zincs. Like, so it was a big, you're just trusting, right? You're trusting a lot to someone who's writing out a little paper invoice that they're actually doing the job that they say they are, because the reason people hire you to do this is they don't want to go under the boat themselves, right? Otherwise they would. The other pain is getting nickel and dimed. You're already spending money on this thing. And so when we do replace zincs, which are this sacrificial zinc anode that protects the metal parts of your boat, people didn't want to see another $5, $7.32, $12.85 on their invoice. They just rather pay, this is what I pay per boat foot. And so I want to be done. So people didn't like that. They didn't like the extra charges. And then they don't want to have to schedule. They don't want to have to call to make sure to know that they can get on the schedule, that their boat can be clean. That's a pain to have to remember that kind of stuff, right? They just want to remember what kind of beers to put in the cooler and all their friends to call. So those are some of my customers' identified pains. So to address those, I offered free zincs, right? It was that was something I ate, cut into my profit margins a little bit, but I gained more customers than I did lose money by offering this thing and just said, hey, we're turnkey operation. We provide zincs as part of the service that we do, because my whole deal was that we're the Santa Claus of boat cleaning, right? This is a gift for your boat. And so we're going to take care of you. The other thing I had was an underwater camera. Before they were ubiquitous and easy to have. So I would take pictures of the boat underneath and then I would send those off. And so people knew exactly what their boat looked like in a timestamp manner. And then regular maintenance. So I would have people on a regular maintenance schedule throughout the year. So they knew what day of the week and how many times per month that their boat was clean. So it was just kept in a pristine condition always. Offered discounts for people to be put on a schedule versus a single cleaning. And so people really liked just that regular maintenance and knowing that their boat was taken care of, period. Then the gains, people at all customers, right, want to know that they're valued. This wasn't just transactional. This was a long-term relationship, right? A dedicated personal assistance that I was providing. So people wanted to know that they were valued, not just some random boat. They also wanted easy to access invoices, record of maintenance, so that when they did sell their boat, that they didn't have to keep organized all these little paper or carbon copy slips from other people. They wanted a way to be able to have those and have access to those. And then people wanted to know that they were getting a good deal. Even though you have lots of money, you're spending lots of money, nobody wants to get ripped off. Everybody loves value. So people wanted to know they're getting a good deal. And these, I was putting together this slideshow this morning and had some Windows updates and random things happen. So this is not in as good a condition as I wanted it, because as you just saw, all these things showed up all at once and not one at a time, but we'll still go through it. So what I offered for those was digital documentation. So I sent email invoices with those pictures from underwater photos. I offered a free first cleaning. That was one of my ways to get people in on the mix. I'd offer a free first cleaning. I'd show them the pictures. They'd go, whoa, our boat is clean and we've never known it's been this clean. And then I would send people anniversary cards, not for their wedding anniversary, but for their boat cleaning anniversary, just to say, hey, thanks for your business. It's been a year since you've been with me, and I love cleaning your boat, right? Really low cost, really low effort thing for me to do, but really high impact for keeping and maintaining customers. So then what you want to be able to do with the value proposition canvas is be able to draw these arrows from very specific identified pains and gains, and then to show your pain relievers and gain creators that specifically address that. We won't ask you to put arrows on yours unless you're like feeling real PowerPoint savvy or whatever else and want to put the arrows. Again, this is a first draft, a first wrestle with this stuff. And so all we ask is that you just make an effort to identify your customers' jobs to be done, some of the pains that they experience in that process, some of the gains or things that would be wins for them, and then your ideas for how your products and services would address those things.
Looks like we have one question in the chat. How do you show that your customers got a good deal in your example?
Free first cleaning, right? That's a heck of a good deal, is free. And so people knowing that, hey, we're hopping in, we're getting this free cleaning, that's a good deal. Another arrow I could draw to is the regular maintenance, and putting that people got a discount, right? Like essentially quantity discount if they got put on this regular schedule. Here's the regular boat cleaning price. Here's your price if you sign up to be a repeat customer. And again, there can be some gray area between gain creators and pain relievers. So don't get super hung up on those and go like, oh man, like you'll have time to really identify and work through them. But great question. Does that help? That was JC. Jacqueline. Okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you, Jacqueline. Thanks for the question. Okay, so now is the time, right? We'll go back to Dorothy Parker and say, hey, right, value proposition canvassing is the art of applying the ask to the seat. So we're going to have you guys do some work. So Mandy's going to share a link for this blank value proposition canvas in the chat. And then what you're going to do, if you are a Google product user and you have Google products, you're going to go file, make a copy, entire presentation, and then you'll have access to and editing privileges on your own copy. If Google is not in your practice, then you can go to download and you can download these as a PowerPoint. And then from PowerPoint, you can work through them. I can keep this example up on the shared screen, and then you'll have the first slide just shows the reminder here that there's these multiple style of jobs to be done. Can be functional, can be social, can be emotional. And then this will be your little playground or sandbox to put those in. Then you'll double click on it to be able to type. And then if you need multiple sticky notes, right, then you're just gonna go Control C, Control V. And so there's more, because there might be more than 3 jobs to be done. Okay, questions, comments, concerns, you can feel free to ask during the work time. And then I'm gonna throw some music on so that it's not just silent, and or you can hear the HVAC system being super loud. Sound good? Thumbs up in the reactions. Okay, thumbs up in video. Thanks, Terry. All right, everyone must already be hard at work. Anybody got a specific music genre or preference that they'd like?
I love oldies.
Oldies? Should we go?
Nick
should we go
says
back?
60s R&B. You're a little more specific than I am.
We're gonna go. I think the Stanford D School has some 60s R&B, which I would also consider as oldies, but we'll just roll with it. That's a good one. Aretha Franklin. It's a great start. Oh, and I need to do this. All right, and you can see the value proposition for this example that's up. That was screen is still going, I think.
Yep, we can see that. And now we see ourselves.
What was that mean?
Oh, I said now we see ourselves on your screen.
Okay. Can you reshare that?
There we go.
That's it. Okay. All right, good luck. Have fun. Let me know if you have any questions. We'll do 17 minutes. I stole something to do 17 minutes on the clock. Chat.
525,600 minutes. 525,000 moments so dear. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in inches, in miles, in laughter, in strife.
All right, if you want to complete your last thought or wrap up your last sticky note, we'll bring it back to the group for some just question and answer, some share out. So if there's anyone who wants to be brave, be bold, be courageous, and send us a link so that we can show your value proposition canvas on the screen, that would be awesome. And Mandy, can you hear audio? Still, can you hear me or no? Okay,
Yeah, yep, we can hear you.
awesome. Hate speaking, hate like giving like all kinds of instructions and things and then realize you're on mute and you're like, oh, oops, just say that again.
I just did that.
Oh, people are still either working really furiously, which we love, or they fell asleep. And I do value sleep too, right? It's one of the primary and paramount functions of positive psychology, right? Is getting good sleep. Really important for overall good health. So do we have anybody that wants to share? If not, do we have any general questions, comments, or concerns? We'll address those. We'll give you some next steps, and then we'll get you out of here so that you got time to take a bio break or do whatever you need to do before your 1 o'clock or whatever other busyness you have planned for the afternoon.
Well, I'll stick my neck out and throw like my silly idea in there.
Okay, cool, love it.
So I don't know if I did it right.
Hey, if you did it, it's a start, right? That's the first start.
Yeah. So so I've been toying around with the idea of doing like a podcast for our program. So I figured just run with that and try to make a podcast show, right?
Huge, cool. So, and this is, and who's your identified customer for this?
Just for this, like economic development professionals.
Okay, awesome. And then your product, your value proposition is this podcast.
Yeah, so like a free weekly show showcasing thought leaders, experts, awesome people doing awesome things in economic development, economic diversification in Wyoming.
Okay, cool, love it. All right, and if you want, you can just walk us through it. You know, we start with those jobs to be done.
Yeah. So I figured, like, I don't know if it's like functional, but being in the know about what's going on around the state. Feeling connected to other partners, other professionals in economic development, diversification, and just learning and getting new ideas.
Okay, yeah, love it.
Okay.
Anybody have any input or any other jobs that you can think of? But yeah, I mean, I think you're absolutely right. If you're not in the know, that's a first initial part, right? Is just being aware, abreast of situations of things happening, right? I think that's a technical or functional job. Feeling connected is a social job, absolutely, right? And then learning, getting new ideas, people, and I'd say that could be emotional, or that could also be technical too, right? And again, it doesn't have to, not every value proposition has to hit on all three or hit on all three really hard. Just all three exist. And so just like the fingerprints, there's 3 categories, but there's 70 billion potential jobs to be done. So yeah, I love it. See, we got some messages in the chat. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Devin. Yeah, that's another way to look at it too.
Cool. Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Devin. All right, keep going.
Is it possible to zoom that a little bit so that it's a little bigger on our screens? Sorry. I just had a birthday yesterday, so I'm getting older, obviously.
Mandy, happy belated birthday.
Thank you. Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you.
Mandy, you don't need readers.
Maybe I do.
You don't need readers. So I guess for gains, I just thought, it's easier than traveling to a conference, right? You get the same kind of info from these nice conversations. You get new ideas every week, and being part of an active community. Because I didn't have time to flesh that part out, but there are some podcasts I've listened to where they have like a tier program, right? So like for paying, like for contributors, they get access to a Discord server or some kind of online community where they could talk, have discussion boards, all that kind of stuff. So, but I just figured like, well, just be part of an active community.
Yeah, I love it. And then this is where one of those where pains and gains can be kind of this gray area. So you've identified it as a gain that says easier to travel into a conference. The pain could be that's like traveling is expensive and time consuming or whatever, right? And so you could you could reframe it as a pain or a gain sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
So don't get so caught up in like, oh, which box does it totally need to fit into? Because yeah, conferences are awesome, right? But they're expensive. And especially in a rural community, they say, right, big town or small town, long roads is Wyoming, right? And that gas bill can be a prohibitive for people traveling. So yeah, love it. Keep going.
Okay, so I don't know if did I touch on pains? I forgot now.
Not yet.
Oh, okay. So, yep. One pain is like not knowing what's going on, economic development wise around the state, not knowing what all these professionals are up to. Also, kind of hard to stay in touch with all these professionals. I just figured with the kind of format of a podcast like an audio episode, it's it's intimate in a way that like you get to it's like almost like a one-on-one conversation. So I imagine I can see that kind of replacing instead of having to call every like all your network, just time consuming, you can just listen to them on the episode. I don't know, something like that. That's all I could come up for pains. I suppose, and so I guess in terms of pain relievers, I had a little difficulty with this. I just assume like just to answer some of those pain points, like each episode showcases a thought leader in economic diversification development. That's one way to kind of learn, getting to know people, meeting new people, hearing from old friends, as professionals. It's easy to subscribe to and listen to on your own time. So convenience. And in terms of gain creators, they're free. It's free to subscribe, free to download. And you also have access to an active online community to continue the conversations from those episodes. So that's as far as I got.
Love it, Nick. Yeah, huge, and use the tool perfectly. So yeah, love it, love it, love it. And again, right, since we say this is the first draft. So as you start to have more of these conversations with folks, you will get to refine these pains and gains a little bit more. You'll get to like rate them, right? What are the bigger pains? What are the bigger gains? And then start to fine tune those offerings. But yeah, this is 1000% awesome.
Right on. And thanks, Devin, for like those great comments. That really hones in, right? Free, it's like, accessible, you have like choice, personalization, community, so you get to engage. Yeah, so thanks.
Cool. Well, Mandy, will you share those follow-up resources in the chat? And then I'll pull those up on the screen. Give people just a brief rundown of it. And then take any final questions, comments, or concerns. Oh, can you see this one?
It's like being in an eye exam today.
Cool. So just quick little review, right? This is all about the jobs to be done framework and really understanding your customers' wants, needs, and how you can create products and services that meet those, because 72% of new things fail, and we want you to avoid that terrible fate. These are links to the Strategizer webpage that's going to offer some more insight and information on these things, right? Just telling you how to use that specific building block. This is a short YouTube video. Oh, that's going to start, huh? I need to pause it. I'm just going to get rid of it. Short video. This is a little longer, like an hour-long webinar about how to use the video. And then this is a redone of a 2016 article about Clayton Christensen's Jobs to Be Done framework, which has a cool origin story. And then, of course, if you want any other additional info or like one-on-one time, this is my email, and don't hesitate to reach out. So we'll leave you with that. Say thank you. Appreciate you being here. And then the floor is open, or feel free to go do whatever you need to.
So yes, Steen, that I can, make sure that you have a copy of that jobs to be done. So just to reiterate, Kyle, and I guess this is kind of a question, this is a fluid document similar to the business model canvas. So as you're going through and trying things, you realize that sometimes you didn't realize all of the gains or pains in the beginning. And so go back to this sheet and redefine. Is that accurate?
Yep, 100% accurate. And then I'll show this too. This is there's another level too, right? If we get permission, if we're in the good graces of the powers that be, and they'll let me come back for another webinar. There's the business model canvas, which is our framework for putting the idea in, the value proposition canvas, which is zooming into those specific customer segments. And then in addition to proving desirability, feasibility, and viability, is your business model adaptable? And that's all about external analysis, right? And looking at what we call your business model environment or your business model design space. But that, yes, it's all documents are fluid, and that you go out and as you seek and find more information, you come back and you use that information to inform your models and then go from there. So yeah, 100% right, Mandy.
Awesome, thank you. So yeah, we would love to offer the fourth dimension adaptability. If you all feel like that would be something of interest, please make sure and let us know. And so I think that concludes today's webinar. I'd like to thank everyone for participating. I know that this is kind of a new model we're not really used to, but we really, really are hoping to have more engaging online workshop type offerings. And so that's what we're hoping to do. So thank you for being with us and participating with us. Please join us on July 27th at 11 a.m. for our next online training. It's going to be business classifications. So if you are not sure if you should be an LLC or whatever the case may be, you might want to tune in for this one as well. And of course, we also do have a brief survey. We would love for you guys to fill that out, simply because it really helps us to make sure that our offerings are something that are beneficial to all of you. So please fill out our survey and check out our link right there for any upcoming events as well. So thank you once again, Kyle, and we are hoping that you are going to be able to be back for the next segment of this series.
Cool, I would love it. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Great presentation.
Thank you.
Yes.